Okay, everyone's spamming JCS. Is this the crib? You guys, oh, I love these ones where it's like an extended interview. The interviews are my favorite part. Whenever I'm watching Dateline or 2020, the police footage of the interrogation is like, hits so hard, dude. These are long though. Is there a good one you guys recommend? Holy fuck, this one has 64 million views. Oh wow, they don't make a lot. This is like high level shit here. Which one should I watch? I mean, they're all pretty long though. You guys really want to watch this whole thing? I'm just gonna subscribe. I'll watch these because I love this shit, but I'm not quite sure about watching them now. Pretending to be crazy. Okay, here's the thing. This guy, wait, oh, it's a whole compilation. Okay, this guy. This is the dude that killed, I know he was a mass shooter. Which one did he do? But it goes pretending to be crazy. This man is crazy. He went to a school and killed a bunch of people. He's crazy. I don't think we need to debate it. This is the Parkland guy. So this guy is legit fucking crazy. I always think it's funny when we debate if mass shooters are like crazy or not. It's like, well, the crime kind of says it in itself, don't y'all think? You know what I'm saying? Somebody sane doesn't do that, period. He killed kids. No, he's a fucking monster. I agree. He's not crazy. He's a monster. He's crazy, guys. All right, I'm going to watch it then. Y'all think, I'm just saying, I find that concept funny. It's like, he killed a bunch of kids. He's not sane. Not that it matters. I just think it's funny. I mean, I think he should be locked up forever. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he should get out because he's unwell. He's clearly like an extreme threat to society. He should never be let out.
This is 26-year-old Dawson McGee, sitting in a police interrogation room in the early hours of a Tuesday morning. The Monday night before, he stabbed his own...
Ooh, this guy's got a good voice for it. The thing that sells these true crime ones is like a good voice. Like, I love the guy from... Who's the guy? Is he from 2020 or Dateline? He goes, hi. Who was it? He does these crazy inflections. Dateline, he goes, was it just an issue of love or lovers gone wrong? He hits like the stinkiest fucking inflections, dude. My boy, I love him.
Own mother to death for asking him to move out of the house and get a job.
Russian
Dawson is
subtitles?
unaware that he
Who
is
asked for
being
that?
recorded on a hidden camera. In 3 seconds from now, he will hear the sound of the door being opened by a detective. And at that exact moment, you will see a remarkably noticeable switch in his demeanor.
We've got something we want to talk to you about.
But if these guys are so slick to like pretend to be crazy, they know there's a camera in there. Or maybe they don't. I don't know. Not everybody's watched as much true crime as me. I feel like I would never get caught for a crime, period. Because of all the true crime I watched. The second they ask me for shit, I say, lawyer. Hey, Ethan, we just have some questions. Lawyer. Hey, Ethan, we just want to get your statement on lawyer. No statement. Frankly, just asking for a lawyer would prevent like 95% of these people from getting convicted. It's crazy. Like most of these officers get almost enough evidence to convict, but not enough. And then they get them to confess. You would be caught immediately? No, Mike, I'm talking for a lawyer now. I don't talk to police, period. Lawyer. Now.
I want to talk to you about what happened to your mom.
What happened to my mom?
Well, you tell me.
People called me and said something happened at home to mom. They were very bad.
Yeah, this guy's faking. But it's funny because, like, he's crazy. He killed his mom, and then he's sitting here faking being crazy, which is crazy. The act of faking it after killing someone is crazy. The dude is fucked up. It's like our definition of insane or whatever. It's just weird.
What happened to my mom?
What happened to my
What happened to
mommy?
you?
sister to tell me.
Okay.
But if he killed his mom, you know his mom
Um,
probably... This is a big assumption. Don't get mad. But if a child kills their parents, there's a good chance that they fucking had it coming. 9 times out of 10. If you raise someone that wants...
It's always they like molested them or something.
Hila says it's always they molested them or something. It's so true. Like, if you raise a child that hates you enough to kill you, you kind of had it coming. Talking to a lawyer, though, regardless. Ethan, that's awful. No, it's not. That's just a fucking observation based on empirical evidence. Sorry.
Well, was your sister home this weekend?
Wait, I'm supposed to have an attorney?
It's an old-timey joke. Work with me.
Request an attorney.
Well, that's up to you if you like one. But I mean, we'd like to talk to you.
You're supposed to have an attorney. Go on, I would offer
This is gold, man. They didn't even have to do anything. They just show the police footage. It's like, oh, I love police interrogation footage. It's so good, bro. It's so good.
I'm going to ask for an attorney.
You want to ask for an attorney?
Yeah.
Okay.
It would come as no surprise that a judge deemed him fit to stand trial. A jury then found him legally sane, and he was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of his mother.
I understand, like, there's this legal classification where if you can prove that you're insane, then you can't be held accountable. And so sometimes they'll either get a shorter sentence or they'll, spend their days in a relatively cush compared to prison, like insane people for, people like that. I don't even know what's the like polite way to I call it an insane asylum. I'm sure that's not what they call it now. So I understand the desire to prove him to be fit for trial. But I agree this guy should go to jail forever, you know what I mean? So I'm not saying that.
All of which was in spite of a continuous charade of mental illness similar to the one you see here. Dawson clearly believed that his passage through the legal system would somehow be easier if he were presumed insane, which is a naive yet somewhat common misconception that many suspects make when facing serious charges. They have this notion that a plea of insanity would either lower the severity of their punishment or liberate them from it altogether, that instead of being sent to prison, they would simply be released back into society, perhaps with a free psychotherapeutic program to attend on the weekends. This is, of course, a far cry from reality. In the United States, if you're found responsible for a serious offense, but also found not guilty of the crime by reason of insanity, you will be institutionalized at a high-security psychiatric facility. These institutions are without question some of the darkest and most disturbing places in the system.
Oh,
and if
okay.
you're not actually suffering from the crippling effects of mental illness, living in this type of environment will be a mentally agonizing experience. The foresight of what occurs inside
Okay,
these
so what do we
units would
try?
make them
What's the goal here? Go to prison or go to like some fucking it's like Halloween every day. You'll wake up and your inmate will be shitting on your forehead while another one has a knife in your butt. You start your day by taking antipsychotics. And you end it with a shot of to sedate you. You wake up in a padded wall and you get electrocuted every morning. You listen to the cries of your fellow inmates getting lobotomies. Seriously describing it as Arkham. Like, what? That can't be real, can it?
Majority wish to avoid them. But once you are in, it is very hard to get out, and you will have to serve the same, if not a greater amount of time than you would have had to serve at a regular prison. So to put it briefly, if you commit a serious offense and then pretend to be crazy in order to get away with it, your life from that point forward will be an extremely dark and uncomfortable existence whether you manage to fool the system or not. But there is one benefit. which is the elimination of capital punishment. The United States cannot execute someone deemed insane during the time of their offense, which is the only conceivable reason a defendant would cling to this narrative even after knowing what lies ahead should.
Okay, that's interesting. So they do it to get out of the death penalty. I am so against the death penalty, y'all. It's not even funny that our government fucking murders people in revenge. That's crazy. No death penalty ever. And then it sounds like you wouldn't have to deal with this dumb shit.
Should it succeed? And this happens to be
What
a
the fuck
notion
was
that
that?
ties in closely
Wait, did he just jump
to
scare
the
me?
primary subject of this video. It will focus on cling to this narrative even after knowing what lies ahead should it succeed.
Did what? You just jump scare me? Okay, I didn't know it was that type of content. Lidra said the Santa Fe, Texas shooter hasn't been found fit to stand trial, so the victims' families can't access their child's autopsy report. That seems not right. I don't understand the logic there. I went to a mental hospital a few years ago, and the cookies were chef's kiss. There you go. Chrissy had a good time.
And this happens to be a notion that ties in closely to the primary subject of this video. It will focus on one particular individual whose interrogation footage is so fraught with blatant trickery that most of the segments presented to you won't even need suggestive commentary. You can simply observe.
This video's fucking awesome, dude. I love this, actually. Dude, I live for this. Oh my God.
And judge for yourself whether you see authentic behavior or not. But before showing you what pretending to be crazy looks like, we'll briefly show you a genuine case of the criminally insane, or at least a far more convincing one. This is 18-year-old Jared Murray, a freshman at East Central
Dude, that's
University.
Zach, bruh. Zach. I'm not even going to front like that. Zach really is Joker brain.
University in Oklahoma. On a Wednesday evening in December, he asked fellow student Gennaro Sanchez for a ride to Walmart. Once they got there, Murray pulled out a handgun and made Gennaro drive to an isolated country road where he shot him twice in the head. He then attempted to hitchhike to Canada, but was soon apprehended by police on the side of the road. He immediately confessed to the crime once apprehended, and was then interrogated by the arresting officer.
I went down to his dorm room and asked if I could be given a ride to Walmart in exchange for $20 gas money.
If somebody asks you for a ride to Walmart, you say no.
So he took you to Walmart?
Yes, sir.
And did you both go in?
No, we did not go in, sir.
And why not?
We pulled into the parking lot, then I pulled the weapon on him and demanded that he take me to Asher, Oklahoma, sir.
And why did all of a sudden did you decide that you needed to go to Asher?
Because I was planning to take him out into the country and kill him.
So this guy's actually, there you go. Just be yourself. That's my take. You're crazy. Just be yourself. That advice is good for everybody, it turns out. Just be yourself. If you're a killer, if you're just a funny guy, you're just a little bizarre. If you're trying to make it through life, be yourself, people. Yes, sir.
Okay. Did he say anything?
He panicked, wanted to pull out his phone. I yanked the phone out of his hand, and then he panicked some more, kept telling me not to kill him. To make him feel more comfortable, I unloaded the clip, unloaded the bullet from the chamber, handed them over to him, and that eased his nerves a little. Then I pulled a second clip out of my pocket and set it on my lap.
Jesus.
And so you're driving?
This guy, whoa. That is crazy.
And so I guess at some point, did you decide now was the time?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what happened?
I loaded the gun quickly, chambered the round quickly, shot once, missed, shot a second time, hit, jumped out of the car, went around. He was driving 10-15 miles an hour, so it was rather slow. Ran around the hood of the car, and of course it was slow when he wasn't purposefully driving. Tried to pull him out, couldn't get him out until he already had hit the tree. Pulled him out there, dumped him into the, before I dumped him into the ditch, I heard him gurgling. I'm not sure if that was a physiological or physical process after death, but I thought that he might have still lived through that somehow because he was gurgling, so I shot him again and then shoved him down in the ditch.
He makes a
You know, throughout all of it, I got to say, I appreciate his honesty. I also say honesty is the best policy and always be yourself. And in that sense, this guy is kind of, oh shit, you guys can't see his head. Fuck, sorry. And in the sense, this guy is kind of inspiring. You know?
half-hearted attempt to conceal the body with a handful of leaves and a stick. He then walks in the direction of the highway.
Did you get back on the highway?
Yes, sir.
And which way did you go?
North, sir.
And what were your intentions? You were walking north.
Canada, sir.
You was going to Canada?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
He states that his plan was to escape into Canada, but he had nothing to escape with, not even a passport.
I had tried hitchhiking most of the way because the only way this was going to work, factoring in my belief that y'all found the crime scene, is if someone were to give me a ride there and then. And then whenever your patrol car was pulling up behind me, I didn't know it was a patrol car. I stuck my thumb out and you was there for the rest.
Jared, I want to ask you just point blank, because, I mean, you sat here and confessed to
pretty much everything.
In my mind, and I think you might agree with me, just cold-bloodedly killed a young man tonight.
Yes, sir.
Or last night. Have you ever killed anybody else?
No, sir.
You will now see the detective attempt to establish a motive for the crime.
I guess I'm having a hard time understanding what you got out of it. Can you help me?
I don't really get anything out of it.
Do you feel any remorse?
I'm sad that I got caught so quickly.
Tell me why I should believe you that there just was going to be one person that was going to suffer from your consequences of killing.
You have no reason to believe me, sir.
This guy's awesome. I mean, you know, in the sense that he's kind of a free spirit, you know? And he's not afraid to just be who he is. I love that about him. And this man just won himself a luxurious trip to a one-way trip to Arkham Asylum. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's an honest king.
Why?
The detective fails to establish a solid motive for a further 2 minutes. The discussion eventually lands on the victim's long-term girlfriend.
You don't think she's going to be upset, heartbroken?
I think she will be, sir.
How does that make you feel?
No different, sir.
Okay. I think you've been honest with me. I think you've told me just straight up, right out of the book, what happened.
Yes, sir.
But, you know, you've done a terrible thing tonight.
Yes, sir.
You killed a young man.
Yes, sir.
Just for the simple fact of, I guess pretty much this is safe for you.
Yes, sir.
And what do you think should happen to you?
The cop doesn't even know what to do at this point. He's like, boy, I've never had anyone confess like this. Shit. I don't even know where to take this conversation. I guess, what do you think we should do with you? Should we, oh, he said death sentence. Oh, interesting.
I guess pretty much this is safe for you.
Yes, sir.
And what do you think should happen to you?
Death sentence, sir.
And why do you think you deserve the death sentence?
An eye for an eye, sir.
Do you believe an eye for an eye?
Yes, sir.
Jared Murray.
Why am I still getting freaking what's up notifications, dude?
That may have been mine.
No, it showed up on my screen. Oh shit, y'all. Look what just arrived. Check it out. That's $20,000 right there, guys. I love that it's just two big ass buttons. It's awesome. Just slam them in a panic. Let's go. Why the fuck is What's Up doing this to me? Notifications. No. Okay. Thank you. All right.
He was found not guilty by reason of insanity. He was committed to a high-security mental facility where he is to remain indefinitely.
Anything to say for yourself today?
No, ma'am.
Any reason why you
Very
might have done
polite,
this?
too. Lots of sirs and ma'ams. He's very polite. He's a good kid. He's honest. He's truthful. You know, he's polite. Why? Let's let him go. Let's just let him out. It's fine.
This young man?
No, ma'am.
No reason.
No, ma'am.
You have nothing to say for yourself.
No, ma'am.
You want to tell the community anything?
No, ma'am.
Did you confess to police?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you proud of what you've done?
No, ma'am.
Do you have remorse for what you've done?
No, ma'am.
He appears completely void of human emotion. No regret, remorse, shame, nor fear. He had both taken a life and destroyed his own, yet seems indifferent to the circumstances. With respect to his interrogation footage, the most conspicuous element was the complete...
Look, at the end of the day, he's crazy, but does it really matter if he ends up in an asylum or a prison? Like, I guess maybe the fear is if you put a dude like this in general population that he'll be a threat to the other inmates. I guess maybe that's the theory. In which case, the asylum is going to be a really fucked up place if this is the kind of people it's full of. Yeah. Nice one, Zach.
Complete lack of self-preservation. He didn't once attempt to deflect blame, nor afford himself any type of justification for his actions. He simply spoke in a factual, non-biased manner, impartial to how his words may have been taken or even twisted to be used against him. There was no calculated structure to his behavior whatsoever. So with this notion in mind, let's move on to the primary subject of this video.
Go there a minute, have a seat on the porch chair, all right?
This guy is such a fucking animal, dude. This dude killed a bunch of kids, bro. Should his parents go to jail too? Like, I just find it so sick that this dude was... I mean, it happens all the time. These kids have this literal arsenal and the parents don't know? You know, maybe the parents would take them more seriously if their ass was on the line too.
Hands up a little bit. Have a seat. Spread your feet up. Do not think about getting up, right, buddy?
This is 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz, who 3 hours and 55 minutes prior to this moment murdered 17 people at his former high school in Parkland,
Jeez,
Florida.
dude.
Among the dead were 3 teachers and 14 students, the majority of whom were 14 years old. A further 17 students were seriously wounded during the massacre. The gunman dropped his rifle 7 minutes into the rampage and then blended in with the crowd as he ran out of the building. He was at large for 1 hour and 20 minutes, during which time he stopped off at a Subway and then a McDonald's, where he sat down and casually spoke to one of the victim's brothers. The student was unaware that his older sister had just been shot through the chest by the man sitting across the table. The description of the shooter was transmitted by police over the radio, which led to an officer identifying and arresting him on a street just 2 miles away from the school. He was taken to the nearest hospital and examined by a doctor for roughly 1 hour and 45 minutes. He was medically cleared and then transferred to the local sheriff's office where he was subjected to interrogation.
Do not think about getting up, right, buddy?
Man, the last meal on earth and you go to a Subway. Damn. At least he hit up McDonald's. I approve of that. You know what I mean? Where would you go if it was your last meal on earth, Hila? Last fast food.
Last
Yeah. Before you go to jail for life. McDonald's isn't too bad. Not great, though. Not great.
Does it have to be fast food?
Yeah, it has to be fast food. Ela says McDonald's, so okay. There you go. Good choice.
From the moment the subject entered the room, his eyes have been fixed upon nothing but the floor. He's held on to this downward-facing gaze as if he's either in a state of shock or disconnected from the moment.
Popeyes, Taco Bell, Chipotle, Cane's, those are good choices, yeah. Any of them. Anything but Subway, I mean, to be honest. Subway is just the worst way to go, man. In fact, I heard they give out Subway to death row victims as their last meal as a form of torture, actually. Taco Bell. I feel that. Chick-fil-A. Dobrik's Pizza. Culver's? I've never heard of that.
At the exact moment the door shuts, he lifts up his head to observe his surroundings. His behavior completely shifts once he believes no one is watching. If we look at his demeanor a moment earlier, we can see the contrast. He went from being detached to alert. His behavior changed as the environment changed, which is a recurring theme throughout this interrogation. It shows us that his mind isn't wandering off during these moments of apparent disconnection. He is in fact fully present and very aware of what's going on around him. As he looks up, his eyes immediately lock onto the camera. He now knows he is still being watched, and his following gestures will resemble that of someone with suicidal tendencies. At face value, these externalized suicidal thoughts may seem genuine to some, but when framed with the rest of his behavior throughout this interrogation, they are exposed for what they really are: an act, a calculated attempt to
Ela, I gotta go to the bathroom. Can you sit here and talk to them for a minute? I might have to take like 5 minutes, if you guys know what I'm saying.
All right. What's up? What's up, people?
Back to the crazies, baby.
character in what he believes to be a more positive light.
All right, how you doing, Nick? You all right? Gotta be able to speak so I can hear you.
Wait, you're still getting comments here. I gotta read. Eco-friendly, made in USA.
That's already in the works. If you'll notice some of the stuff that is coming out now, you'll see it's tagged on the website as like made in USA or recycled contents. Yeah, it's a big one actually.
TF One Piece, that'd be sick. Petite girls are missing out on the cute dresses and skirts, okay. Julia said. Mary says she wouldn't be mad if I went to McDonald's because she loves her queen.
All right, I just need to ask you really your name and date of birth just to confirm I got it right, and then I'm gonna see you want a glass of water or something. What's your first name?
This is a situation where the proof against the suspect is already conclusive. He is without question responsible for the crimes under investigation.
It's funny because if he was just honest, then he probably would have got what he wanted, like the other dude before. Interesting.
Making the pursuit of a confession.
Honesty is always the best policy.
Not essential. The police know he did it, but they need to know why he did it, which would already require a complex strategy in order to obtain the correct information. But the suspect's first recorded statements upon his arrest have now made the procedure considerably more difficult.
What's going on today, bro?
The demons, man.
Demons?
Voices.
Yeah, no problem.
Voices.
Voices and demons?
Where's the voices? What happened?
Shut up. Just be quiet, man. Shut up.
Demons, man. Voices.
These two were...
Isn't it interesting how these like mass shooters sometimes get handled with like way more care than like people who get stopped for traffic stops who get like beat to death? That's awesome, isn't it?
Words have now forged the primary stratagem of his own interrogation, which is to cut through deception under the guise of supportive examination. The questions will be designed to lock him into a specific narrative about his alleged psychosis, while simultaneously giving him the impression that his responses are for his own benefit. Anything he says now can be used to refute any amendments he might come up with at a later stage. We all know that after this interrogation, he will have significantly more time to think, study, and even seek guidance from professionals about how the legal system interconnects with mental illness. Yet the majority of this forthcoming knowledge could be useless to him depending on what he says during these moments. The more details he gives away, the less options he will have for his defense later on. But pursuing this objective is complicated, as there are two very common scenarios for when this type of suspect gets interrogated. And just to be entirely clear, by this type of suspect, we mean someone who is 1. Pretending to be insane, and 2. Not fooling anyone. Their most common response is to simply shut down. They regress into total silence or some type of catatonic state, and the interrogation never gets off the ground. The other common response is the exact opposite. They erupt into hysteria or supposed delirium, and everything from that point forward becomes incoherent. The lead detective, John Curcio, must not allow either of these scenarios to transpire, and this makes the first 2 minutes absolutely crucial. He needs to create a positive first impression and resemble the furthest thing from a threat, while at the same time maintain a presence of authority. His temperament will be easygoing and non-confrontational, but also encouraging when extracting a response. His role at this moment is the ally. He needs to be liked, respected, but must not be feared. Not yet anyway. Going off the suspect's initial demeanor, the detective will know that he is far more likely to regress into a state of silence at this opening stage. And if he can prevent that from happening within the first 2 minutes, he is over the first obstacle.
All right. How you doing, Nick? I just need to ask you really your name and date of birth just to confirm I got it right, and then I'm going to see you want a glass of water or something. What's your first name? Come on, Nick. Huh?
Nicholas.
Spell it for me.
Okay.
Come on, I'm old. You got to talk so I can hear you. N-I-K. O.
L.
Okay. A-S. And what's your middle name? Come on, man. Speak so I can hear you.
Jacob.
Jacob. J-A-C. What's your date of birth? Okay, you need to relax, because I'm the last detective or policeman you're going to have to talk to. So right off the bat, that should be somewhat comforting to you to know that I'm the last guy you got to talk to. But the thing about it is, look at me. I got to be able to hear you. Okay? So all I want to do is get basic information from you, and then we'll get into the, whether you want a glass of water, all that stuff. What's your date of birth?
09.
January?
09.
09 September.
The investigation team already know the answers to these basic questions. Their only purpose are to initiate a response, and their non-threatening nature make it more likely for the suspect to engage. They are essentially the opening wedge to get the two-way dialogue flowing. And although the suspect is still partially committed to his catatonic state, as we can clearly see, he is still responsive, making it unlikely for him to regress into complete silence from this point forward. Everything up to this moment has gone to plan.
Dude, y'all are fucking demons. People are saying to put him on WikiFeet. Bro, that's insane. That's so fucking crazy. He should definitely be on WikiFeet, though. Fuck, that's crazy. People are saying boring. I don't know. I mean, it is interesting. Here, let me skip forward.
Mother next, he instead focuses on it immediately to keep him engaged.
People are saying this is what Twitch is like. Exactly. I'm just doing Twitch, you guys.
All right. So, but you had, since your mom died, how long has your mom passed?
I can't remember, I think.
Okay. This year or last year?
November.
November? Okay. Okay, when your mom passed, were you living with her?
Yes.
Okay, what city was that?
Parkland.
Parkland?
The subject drops the act and becomes more engaged in the conversation. The detective inquires further about his mother for roughly 3 minutes before shifting the discussion. It focuses mainly on the subject's background, and he first declares that he was depressed for the majority of his childhood. He then reveals his history of drug use, which consists of marijuana and Xanax. After that, he claims to have attempted suicide by alcohol poisoning 2 years ago, but in his own words, was able to sleep it off. He then states that he was employed at the Dollar Tree for the last 2 years working as a cashier.
So you've been able to hold down a job for 2 years, that's pretty good, right?
Yes.
Other than Dollar Tree, where else did you ever work?
Lawn mowing.
What?
Lawn mowing.
Lawn mowing? Oh, okay. Alright, when you tried to kill yourself with alcohol, your mom was still alive. What were you depressed about back then?
Loneliness.
Loneliness?
Loneliness.
Friends? No friends? Or what kind of loneliness? I mean, everybody gets lonely.
Solitude.
Solitude? You don't have a lot of friends?
No.
Okay. Today, when I say today, starting from last night when you went to bed to this morning, did you do any kind of drugs at all? Any Xanax, any marijuana, anything like that? No? Okay.
The subject reveals that he has a biological brother whom he was adopted with. He then claims to have been making $1,200 a month at the Dollar Tree. The discussion now lands on what his aspirations were.
All right, let me just do something, because half of you guys think it's boring, half of you guys think it's interesting. So let me just do this for you guys. Here's 10 hours of power washing. 7 hours, excuse me. Should be enough to cover us. I don't like how it's starting, though, dude. Okay, this is good. This is good. This is very good. Let me just kind of cue it up. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Okay. Okay.
When you weren't depressed, what did you want to be when you got out of school?
Ranger.
A ranger, an army ranger? Did you ever apply, fill out any paperwork to try to go to the army?
I took the exam, failed.
Okay, why'd you fail?
Because I'm stupid.
You what?
I'm stupid.
You're stupid? Okay, were you going to take it again?
I was afraid to take it.
Okay, but you had aspirations to do something with your life. You wanted to be that's a hell of a thing to want to be, an Army Ranger.
The discussion moves on to the subject's gun collection, which continues for roughly 4.5 minutes. The attack on the school is yet to be mentioned, but the last gun to now be discussed was his choice of weapon to commit the massacre.
What made you choose out of all the guns to want to buy an AR-15?
Cool looking.
Cool looking? Okay. Now when you bought it, I mean, it was a legitimate purchase. They gave you a receipt and everything, right? So you bought it legally, right? Did you fill out those forms and everything? Okay, you remember those forms? Okay.
The detective now shifts the topic onto his former high school, the same place he carried out the attack.
Now, 3 years ago when you went to Douglas.
It's pretty slick what the detective's doing, though, because he's like systematically proving that he's not clinically insane. Held down a job for 2 years, bought a gun legally, filled out the paperwork. You know what I mean? Smart. Here, let me make it smaller. I mean, it's not going to do much for you guys who are living for the power washing. I wish I had a better way of showing the power washing. Oh, this one's pretty good. Here, that'll be good for you guys.
And obviously you stopped going there. Why'd you stop going there?
My depression worsened.
Your depression worsened? And what was going on? Did you just stop school on your own, or did some incident happen where?
Yes, some incident.
Well, what was the incident that happened?
Fought a kid.
You fought a kid? You remember the kid's name?
Yeah.
Ian. And did you guys both get in trouble for the fight, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what did they do? Suspend you?
They suspended me.
Okay. And what happened from there? After you got suspended, you go back to school?
Yeah.
Okay. What happened then? Why'd you stop going there then?
Felt embarrassed.
You felt embarrassed because you got suspended, or you felt embarrassed because of why?
Because of the fight.
Okay. Well, what was embarrassing about the fight? What were you guys fighting over?
A girl.
A girl? Well, what was embarrassing about it? I mean, did Ian get the better of you? Was that what was embarrassing, or he got the better of you?
How do I pop the
He
video
has
out?
just provided the state with a solid...
Wait, hold on. Okay, I should figure this out at this point in my life. You can pop the video out. Mini player? No. Is it... How we popping it out, guys? Where's the pop out? I don't see no pop out option. Yeah, you guys are right. Kinetic Sand is better. 10 hours of Kinetic Sand. Now we are talking. Oh, mini player for real? Mini player. But then, how is this better? Music icon, top right. This? Right click twice on the video. Click picture in picture. Say what? Hang on. Oh, this is so hard. Yeah, now this is boring. Let's see what.
That's if the demon even exists.
Can I get an attorney or something?
You want what? An attorney?
Yeah.
Did the demon or the voices tell you to get an attorney? Okay. All right. We tell the voice that don't hit yourself in the head, because the attorney the demon just requested. I will stop talking to you.
I'm scared.
You're scared of what?
Scared of what? Why wouldn't he protect me?
What?
Why wouldn't he protect me, man?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't he protect me?
All right. Well, again, your demon wants an attorney. Does the demon know an attorney? Any name in particular? All right. Well, just relax. You're done talking to me. And once again, I grabbed the wrong key.
Band-Aid?
All right, do me a favor. Stay seated. Put your hands, kind of sit forward in your chair. I'm going to put handcuffs behind you. Since you keep talking about hurting yourself. Hold on. Put your hand behind your back. No, not behind the chair. Behind your back. I don't want to make you that uncomfortable.
Oh, why don't you want me to hurt myself?
Because what did the demon say about me? I'm a nice guy.
Oh, this is crazy.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Nicholas Cruz was taken to the Broward County Jail, where he remains in isolation to this day. His trial date is yet to be scheduled.
The 20-year-old has been held without bond since last year's mass shooting that left 17 people dead. His attorney said he would plead guilty in exchange for a life
Fucking
sentence.
dork. Look at those
Prosecutors
glasses,
rejected that
dude.
offer and are seeking.
Maybe you would have had some friends in high school if you didn't wear those dork glasses. Am I right? Dab me up.